Good morning, grade 9. Today we are going to speak about lesson 4, Introduction to Vertebrates. When we speak about vertebrates, I mean animals with vertebral column. Yes, we mentioned before invertebrates, animals that do not have vertebral column. Yes, and in this lesson we speak about vertebrates, but we introduce one new word. Vertebrates are chordates. Chordates with a vertebral column. What's meant by chordates? Chordates means animals that have vertebral column or animals that have spinal cord. So the word chordates come from spinal cord. Okay? So vertebrates are chordates with a vertebral column and endoskeleton of cartilage and bone. We mentioned before invertebrates with exoskeleton like arthropods, arachnids, and crustaceans, and the insects with exoskeleton. But vertebrates characterized by endoskeleton made of cartilage and bone. So vertebrates characterized by two characteristics. Number one, vertebral column and the endoskeleton made of cartilage and bones. So the phylum Chordata. So when I speak about chordata, I mean vertebrates. I mean mammals, birds, fish, amphibians, reptiles. All these 5 classes of chordata phylum. Yes, chordata phylum mean vertebrates. 3 characteristics characterize chordata. Chordata's 3 characteristics. Number 1, a notochord. Notochord means flexible rod that supports chordata's back. So, rod, yes, in which the nerve cord move. This rod called a notochord found in all vertebrates. This flexible rod that support chordata's back. Yes. Number 2, or second character, a nerve cord or spinal cord. Yes. A nerve cord found inside a notochord or found inside vertebral column. Yes, a nerve cord that runs down their back and connects the parts of your body, connect the brain, connect all the organs of your body. Yes, this is spinal cord, is a nerve cord. Okay, the nerve cord or spinal cord run in the notochord or in the vertebral column. The third character, throat pouch or throat bushes. Throat bushes, all chordata characterized by throat bushes. What's meant by throat bushes? Chordata have bushes at some point in their lives. In the throat area, throat I mean the larynx, pharynx and larynx. This is throat area. We have bushes or sac. Yes, these sacs or bushes develop to become gills in case of fish. Yes, and also these bushes help you breathe. Yes, help you breathe. So the chordata characterized by 3 characteristics: a notochord, a nerve cord or spinal cord, and the throat bushes. Yes, look at the endoskeleton of the vertebrates or chordata. Skull that protect the brain. Vertebra, this is plural, AE, singular A also. Vertebra, yes, the vertebra that make the notochord, yes, and the ribs that protect the heart and lung. Yes, most chordata or chordates have a backbone. Sure, most chordates have a backbone. The backbone or spine runs down through the center of your back and made up of a stack of many small bones. So the vertebral column made of vertebra, the vertebra are a stack of small bones, not one piece. Small bones connected through the cartilage, soft tissue connect the vertebrae together, yes, or connect the small bones together. And these vertebrae protect the spinal cord, yes. So the vertebra are a stack of many small bones that protect spinal cord. Vertebra, many small bones that make up your backbone. Each vertebra has hole. So the vertebra connected to each other to make a tube. Yes, the nerve cord run through this tube. A hole in it were bundle of nerve tissue. What are bundles of nerve tissue? This is spinal cord or nerve cord. Yes, passes through. The endoskeleton gives structural support and allows the animal to move easier. The endoskeleton keep all organs, inside organ or the internal organs of your body and give you the shape and the support. الاندوسكeleton ده هو اللي مديك الشكل أو الشيب gives the structural support. Yes, give you the shoulders, this is part of the skeleton, the upper limbs, the ribs, the lower limbs, the hip, all these parts of the endoskeleton. So the endoskeleton part is skull that protects brain, ribs that protect the heart and lungs, backbone that protects the spinal cord. Yes? The endoskeleton grows, yes, with the animal, because the endoskeleton of the baby is not like you. The endoskeleton of the baby very soft, the bones are very soft, yes, but by eating protein, by drinking milk, what happened to the bone? Strengthen. The bone is strengthened and become hard, yes, and so on. So the endoskeleton grows with the animal, and all vertebrates grow larger than animal without endoskeleton. So invertebrates never grow, or a little bit, like worm, stay the same with the same size because no skeleton, no endoskeleton for worm, yes, no endoskeleton for crustaceans like crab and shrimp, yes, so grow a little bit, but the animal with endoskeleton grows, yes. How do vertebrates control body temperature? This is a part of the lesson of vertebrates. Very important to know how vertebrates control body temperature. We have two sections or two meanings, ectotherm and endotherm. We have 5 groups for vertebrates or 5 classes. We classify it 3 and 2. Amphibians, reptiles, and the most fishes are ectotherm. Why ectotherm? Because it can change the body temperature. Yes, it can change the body temperature with temperature in its environment. So lizard, like snake and turtles, some turtles, because we have aquatic turtles, lizards, and snake can live in desert and also can live in a suitable temperature. It can live in hot weather like desert, and it can live also in a suitable temperature, moderate. Why? Because it can change the body temperature. So ectotherm, animals that produces little internal body heat, can produce little internal body heat. So it can live in different environments because it can change the body temperature. Okay? These ectotherm, amphibians, reptiles, and the most fishes, animals that produces little internal body heat, and its body temperature, it changes with the temperature. Yes? What about endotherm? The rest of the groups of the vertebrates, mammals and birds only. Endotherm. What I mean by endotherm? Animals that controls internal heat. So birds like penguin cannot live in desert. Why? Means because it cannot never change body temperature. Keep body temperature constant, control the internal heat it produces, and regulate its own temperature. So penguin live in its own environment. Yes? Fox and polar bear live in its own environment because These animals are mammals and birds, so it controls the internal heat it produces and regulates own temperature. Its body temperature always fairly constant. Yes, so endotherms have adaptations. How these animals can keep its body temperature constant through adaptation. Sweat glands. During summer, during hot weather, I have sweat glands can regulate body temperature through sweating. When we excrete sweats from the sweat glands, this is regulate my body temperature and keep it constant at 36.5 or 37. Also the fur, like the fur of fox and fur of bear, can regulate body temperature. Also feathers for birds can regulate the body temperature and maintain body temperature constant. So never change like animals never change the environments. But for me, I can change my environment because I can wear a lot of heavy clothes to insulate my body temperature from the outside various temperature. Okay, so endotherm birds and mammals that keep body temperature constant, but ectotherm animals that can change body temperature according to the temperature in its environment, like amphibian, reptiles, and most fishes. Okay, and all these about introduction to vertebrates. Thank you, all of you.